Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the new term. Good to see everyone. For those on video who will eventually see this tape, my name is Julie Reyes, Chairperson for Community Board 8. And welcome to the new chairs. You want to introduce yourselves to everyone? Rhonda and Rashida?
Hi, Rhonda Singh, the youth committee chair.
Of?
Of CDA.
Any particular committee?
Yeah, I said youth committee.
Oh, I thought you said new committee chair. It's like, okay. My mistake, sorry.
Thank you first.
I'm Rashida Hilliard, Chair of Housing, and my first time on the Housing Committee as well.
I'm Mary Ellen Gibbs, Chair of Aging. First time.
Welcome. Okay, and for any executive committee member who is not here, who may come on Zoom, they will be afforded the opportunity to speak, but we rarely take votes, but if we did, they wouldn't be able to vote. So, my report is very brief. The next board meeting will be held Thursday, September 12th, and that was basically due to our last meeting. We discussed the presidential debate being held on the second Tuesday, so we're having our board meeting Thursday, September 12th. Okay. Over the summer, our district manager, Farah Rubin, and I met with a few elected officials, which I'm sure she'll go over in her report. And we also had the opportunity to go to the Yankee game. Well, we didn't go to the game. We only went to the presentation. They let us on the field to give out the Youth Leadership Awards. The orientation for the new members and new chairs is being held tomorrow night between 6 and 8:30 p.m. You're all invited. And if you wish to speak, it would be nice to give the members, like we did last year, some valuable information that you may have or want to share. And that's pretty much my report. We're going to go into executive session later on, and we'll have a few more discussions, but that's pretty much my report for now. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, and then I'd just like to make a motion to amend the agenda to have move the treasurer's report down to after new business. Is there a second?
Yes.
Is approval? Okay, approved. Thank you. So then we'll move on to the district manager's report.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a busy summer, working on our calendar, doing events, reorganizing everything for this new term. Thank you to Marty for meeting with us and Rhonda on your guidance on the calendar. We tabled at the National Night Out event in August and the Marlboro NYCHA Family Day event. Our next event is this Saturday, September 7th for Back to School with a community partner, MMCC, Fort Independence Cornerstone School. They reached out to us. I developed a relationship with them over the summer, so that was very nice. They asked us to table. Also, we want to thank the Yankees for supplying some book bags for the event, so we'll be bringing those as well. Please let me know if anyone else would like to volunteer. We have about two to three volunteers at the moment, and we will continue to do more events throughout the year, including Blue on Mashaloo in October, and our Thanksgiving turkey giveaway in November if we are lucky enough to get cookies again. We worked on many constituent service cases over the summer and appreciate our partnership and communication with our elected officials and city agencies that worked with us on these issues as well. Artie and I did a walkthrough of the district with Assemblymember Dinowitz to pinpoint the worst areas for illegal dumping so he could fund a DSNY camera in our district. Albany Crescent was the winner. Chairperson Reyes and I have been meeting with our elected officials, Councilman Dinowitz, Councilmember De La Rosa, and we're next meeting with Councilmember Sanchez. And and continuing to do so to go over our community issues and budgetary needs. I did, over the summer, attend Councilman Dinowitz's budget forum. David Gelman was there as well, so it was very informative. I attended recently the Borough President's Orientation for new members. We have 9 new board members. They're very great. They seem like a great group, and looking forward to working with them. I recently did a walkthrough arranged by Department of Social Services for the new family migrant shelter on West 238th Street. Should be opening in a couple of weeks. I did send my report to the Housing, Land Use, and Chairperson to give information about it. We're working on our summer into fall newsletter, which will come out at the end of the month. I do want to thank our summer intern, Jalen, and hope we'll continue with her in the future. She has helped us update our records as well as prepare for the new member orientation tomorrow. She's a tremendous help to us for our full board meetings and events. I'm looking forward to the new member, new chair orientation at Downey's Bar and Grill tomorrow. There will be information for the new team, and all members are encouraged and welcome to contribute their knowledge and advice to our new members. Okay, let me let someone in. Thank you. As we begin this year, I do need to express that our chairs be sure to give us their agendas and minutes within the 10-day window that we need. I really want to stress that. If you do need any help, you know you can always reach out to the office. We will post a generic agenda if we don't have one on time. Lastly, I want to thank Chairperson Julie for her support over the summer, and I hope you all had a very enjoyable summer. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, you mentioned the book bag thing for the Fort Independence School, but is it being held at the Fort Independence houses across from Bailey Playground?
It's 3350 Bailey Avenue, so I'm not sure.
It's probably across from the Bailey Playground then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a community center building, I think.
It's a community center, yeah.
But aren't there residences above it?
They're like behind it. It's
Yeah.
like on the street though. There is like a little building that's a community center building.
Yeah.
Would be there.
Yeah.
So we also met with Senator Jackson.
Oh, yes,
I'm
sorry, you're right.
And I should have also thanked all of you for once you participated in the event over the summer. I was just celebrated one event and it just started pouring.
I'm still drying out.
You guys are like strong, but,
It rained like a.
We swam home.
it's very nice that we're attending more events and being out there. Thank you, Farah.
Oh, 238, West 238 by Waldo Avenue. Right next to Andrew Bott, pretty much.
Any other questions for Farah? Thank you, Farah. That was the roll call.
Julie Reyes,
Present.
Sergio Villaverde, Margaret Della present, Joy Campbell Privateer. Here. Laura Spalter. Where'd that come from? Oh! Sorry, Laura.
Mine.
It's like, Rashida and Ramdas, sorry. Sylvia Alexander. She's not here. Okay, Bob Bender.
Here.
Okay, David Gelman.
Present.
Mary Ellen Gibbs.
Present.
Edward Green.
Present.
Rashida Hilliard. Rabbi Bob Kaplan, not here. Josh Land, not here. Oscar Martinez. Charles Merdler. Daniel Rowan.
Here.
Ramdat Singh.
Here.
Deborah Travis. Here. Martin Walpole.
Here.
$14. 10 needed for quorum.
Okay, once the approval of the executive minutes from June 2024, any edits or comments? Being there are no discussions, move to approve the minutes.
Make a motion.
opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Okay, and now we'll do the committee reports and resolutions. Just start from the top of the list on the stationery. We'll go with aging, Mary Ellen Gibbs.
I'm sorry, what?
Did you have anything to report?
Oh, report, I thought you were asking for, I'm sorry.
I chair of the aging committee.
Hi. Our first meeting is next Thursday. It's a meeting like, to introduce our committee, get together and say what we're gonna be doing for the year. We're taking our show on the road. I already reached out and I have, speakers, and we're gonna be going to different nursing homes and, different agencies to go, introduce Community Board 8 Aging to different agencies and good speakers. So with that,
Good luck to you.
thank you.
I just have to report that Barbara Kale will not be at this month's meeting. Okay.
Maybe I should,
We have Georgia as well.
oh, right, George is online, yeah.
And I'm sure we'll send out a reminder, and hopefully we'll get community board members as well, and reach out to other agencies too. Hopefully some people can attend, so Mary Ellen will have a good first meeting. Okay, we'll go on to the next budget.
We just had our annual budget meeting, or semi-annual, really. And we approved our preliminary list of fiscal year 2026 capital priorities, budget request priorities, and expense budget priorities. And then we will be having a public hearing on those priority lists preceding the October board meeting.
That will be October 8th at what time?
An hour before, so, actually, half hour, I think it'll be fine, 6:30. It's rare, it rarely generates, I mean, I could be wrong, but it rarely generates discussion. And there still is an opportunity to delve into it during the board meeting if need be. So I would say 6:30. Huh? Yeah.
Because you got to deal with it then, not at the full board. Thank you, David. Any questions for David?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm asking if any questions for you.
I'm sorry.
Economic Development Committee, Oscar Martinez is unavailable, but our district manager, Farah, will report.
Yes, so, Oscar had his first meeting last night at Bronx Public. It was great, we had a lot of new members come. We have a new committee member who would like to join, which he'll consider. Bronx Public gave a, report about their business, so everyone gave their advice to them, which was very helpful. And we did a SAPO application, so he will be submitting that resolution to the full board for Church Against
Without walls.
Outside the walls, thank you. And, that is all I think I have to report at the moment. His next meeting is in October, and, or maybe not.
He got bumped out, I think.
I think that's, yeah, it will be in November. Oh, no, it will be on the 10th of October, Thursday.
Or 4 o'clock.
Different time.
Well, aging is for. Okay, thank you, Farah. Education, Libraries, and Cultural Affairs. Okay, so the committee is meeting on Tuesday, September 22nd. Education. I'm looking at October, I'm sorry. Okay.
Something in the air.
Education, she's meeting Tuesday, September, make sure I have the right year, September 24th. office at 7:30 p.m. Environment and Sanitation, Daniel Rome.
Okay. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, September 18th. I'll bring snacks. And we're gonna have probably sanitation department is gonna come and talk about compost and whatever else they wanna talk about, cameras maybe.
New initiatives, they said, yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, whatever else we need to talk about. I don't know if there's anything
Are
else.
you doing a free sample? I mean, not
I don't
samples,
think
but
there's
the
gonna be a
bin.
Zoom.
The bin.
Let's clarify that.
We've asked DEP to give us flood things for Laura's basement, and but we'll see about that. I don't know if they're gonna, if anyone's gonna talk to the meeting or not.
Yeah.
Well, what, did already ask them, or we just joked about asking them?
No, I'm serious.
No, we should ask them.
Oh, we did ask DEP for samples, by the way, and they don't have any right now.
But everyone should apply for brown bins if you want another one, or just, you know, you don't have one already, because they're free right now on the website. But only for like, after a certain date, then they're gonna make you buy them along with all the required trash bins, which will also be required.
Are they the same bins that they were previously? So if you still have them?
I assume so. I ordered mine, I haven't gotten it yet, but I have 2 of the old style ones already, because, you know.
Yeah, they're kind of like brown and orangey.
Well, I did.
Well,
I have to like clean one out and I put it out on the other one.
You're talking about the 3.5-foot ones
The
with
compost,
with
yeah.
Well, the building bins, yeah,
Okay.
with the locking top, but there are also kitchen one, individual kitchen ones. If you could ask them, because I think, I know it's a problem in my building, I imagine it's a problem in many, many buildings. You know, most apartment buildings have trash chutes and have either a tiny vestibule where they suck in glass, plastic, and paper bins so you could put your recyclables there. I don't think that's a viable solution for organics. So what do they recommend? Because, of course, you could say, well, bring it down to the basement where the big bins are going to be, and the compliance is going to be nil. So have they come up with any other ideas to help out in that process?
Because there's not a basement trash room or anything.
Well, there is. What I'm saying is, I think that most people who aren't able to, you know, get rid of their organics on their floor are just going to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So I think compliance will be nil. So do they have any other ideas?
Okay. I understand, that's a very valid question.
Or maybe like medium-sized bins for each floor. I don't know.
No, I keep my compost outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna say too.
I can't imagine putting that in your compactor room.
We had this issue with our building, or the, compost project team, and they spoke to us because we've got 122 apartments. And we really ended up having to do kind of an educational thing because we just didn't want the garbage on the floors. It was better outside just because of the smell, no sanitation piece of it. So I think, but we ended up having to actually do a bit of education where we picked on like 2 or 3 days of the week where we had somebody standing down at the compost bins. Everybody, that was the day to bring down your compost, and then they just did actual education for about a week at getting the building going. And now it's gonna be even more because of the scale.
You're gonna have an interesting meeting. Very good.
Do you have any new ideas?
Thank you, Daniel.
Right, no, I think you're right. The answer is you have something downstairs or outside.
Right.
And you say, put your compost in this, and the city comes and they'll take it once a week.
Absolutely.
On recycle day, which is the other weird thing. Compost is gonna switch to recycling day.
But I think that
Over.
I'm just,
the prospect
I'm gonna move it along because it sounds like a meeting.
Lots of compost. That's what we're gonna be talking about, I guess.
It's gonna be a good meeting, thank you.
September 18th.
There's always something to turn over.
Okay, the next Health and Hospital and Social Services, is anyone here to report for Rabbi?
I'll
Okay.
just, say that, HHSS and 3 are having a joint meeting on the 30th. So that is our continuation of a discussion of, the implications of hate on human beings, its physical and psychological implications, and we'll be reviewing the resource guide, so please join us.
And do you have anything else to add from screen? Oh, that's
That's it. Thanks. Oh, I'm sorry. The one thing I will say is, hopefully everyone had a chance to take a look at our interim report that we sent out in June. It includes an updated, capital resource map. It includes updated activities. The resource guide that we created, for individuals, on hate. I feel like I'm missing something else, so please give it a look. We'd love your feedback.
okay. The next committee, housing, Rashida Hilliard.
I can't speak, but this is not about any real plan. So, my next meeting is September 23rd, and so while I'm still, waiting to be initiated tomorrow, I did actually meet with some people this summer. I met with, I want to say 4 or 5 entities. One being the solar, that organization that does solar panels. They've been contacting me. I've met with the, buildings. I met with the people who deal with the flood zone. I met with a realtor and someone else. And I just immediately asked, are you willing to, I'm new to the housing committee, are you willing to, be a speaker? And so they said yes. But before I start, like, putting them on the agenda, I wanted to figure out what the priorities are. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you do that, you'll reach out to us, we'll invite them with you on it and what we want them to speak about. So we have, everyone's aware of who you're speaking to and what you want them to speak about. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
One thing, when you finish that?
One thing that did come up that, I sent forward somewhat immediately because I wasn't sure about, the time factor, was that rent freeze is supposed to go into effect almost like very soon. And so, I sent something like this summer just because I didn't want anyone who needed that, that to be addressed.
CC us when you include us on it.
No, but since, that's what I mean, I sent it like forward to the office.
Oh, okay, then we're good.
I didn't send it to them, I sent it to the office because I
What
wasn't
rent
sure.
freeze?
There's a situation, I mean, I'm not completely, like, sure, I just know, so anyone who, I think that rent hike is supposed to go into effect, like, in October. Someone can jump in or whatever.
No, that's at your committee meeting.
Oh, okay,
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
No, but tell them, because,
No, it's all kind of new to me, I was just
Yeah.
taking in the information.
Yeah. that's good.
I think there's a rent hike going into effect almost immediately, and people can put a freeze on it, and so.
That'd be great.
Pardon?
Things rent stabilized apartments, right?
Okay, there you go.
Because
I'm still learning about this.
the rent guidelines board
Mhm.
met and raised the, and
I
the
thought it was
screen rate
actually-
won't protect you.
Rashida, you'll be learning forever.
Yeah.
We're all learning,
Yeah.
we're all learning,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
we're all learning.
But I don't want anything, if there's something, like, if there's something that someone needs and it's not affect their, however, more immediately than things that.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for being proactive, Now, Laura has a question.
Yeah, I think something to, be aware of is that when you mentioned the solar panel company, are they a for-profit? Are they part of the city? Because there are issues with that, inviting them. Is it something where members who sign up for it are get some kind of government subsidy? Are they offering subsidies? Because if it's for-profit, then we have to be careful about moving that to the board, under the board's office.
Exactly, so I know, you said this could be a meeting, so that's why I put in the information. I know they were saying, like, they've been housing me. I gave them my information so that it's not affecting anyone, but it has something to do with Con Edison, and they will give you a discount. Supposedly, there's like a central place where, I guess they get all of this energy, and then if you have Con Edison, you can,
So it's
negotiate.
community solar, maybe.
It's something like
And
that. But
something like that would be good
Very
for you and the ENS chair to speak, and maybe you could have like a nice big meeting to advise the community.
Do you have a NYSERDA contact
Yeah.
to give her?
Probably.
Any other, any,
NYSERDA, NYSERDA, New York State Energy.
I just want to quickly second what Laura said. Yeah, you have to, because there are a lot of for-profit entities out there who say this is backed by the government, it's subsidized, it sounds very governmental, but, you know, we have to see who they are.
that's why the chairs, everything is funneled through the office, you know, because they're.
I don't have an agenda in that yet, I just.
No, just for this is for everybody. You know, we funnel everything through.
No more.
I know, my call team has subsided.
But I do remember how, that it slipped by us, and
Yeah.
a for-profit company came to Gallery and was talking about their business, and, oh boy, you know what I mean? And I just said, yeah, we really need to be aware of that. That's why I'm just mentioning it.
We help each other and we work
We
it
do,
through.
yeah.
That's all. And good luck to you.
Mute their mic.
Okay, now land use, Marty, are you reporting from land use?
It's a very extensive agenda for next week, some of which is of great concerns. I'm not, I spoke with Chuck, no, I didn't speak with Chuck. I was in communication with Chuck. But I'd like to leave these to him to bring up. There is brand new issues, concerned about Van Colden Village, concerned about a SNAT application, concern about one of my favorites. They seem to not know, the owner doesn't seem to know when the changes were made. Did he buy the house that way, or did he doesn't seem to know when. But apparently he made a lot of changes were made to a Baum house, and now he wants approval for what he did, what was done. Or I don't know if he did it.
But somebody did.
Somebody did.
Whoever did it.
Let's leave Manhattan College.
So this is now going to, now going to the city to look over, and we have great concerns. The person who owns the house doesn't know if he did it. So we better watch out for people walking in our streets like that. Then there are other issues. We have a concern to two sites. One on Scenic Place, which was a problem when it first was built, and he was told he couldn't do X. Now that the house is built and refurbished and whatever, he's doing X. So we've said,
Around the corner from me.
well, he's cleaning up the whole backyard, which is not really his backyard, and cutting down vegetation, removing vegetation.
Oh, over.
So Chuck has requested, Farrah has requested an inspection because he shouldn't be doing it. I know why he's doing it, but I'm not at liberty. And so that's one. And the other one is just south, across the street from the Whitehall school for adults with handicapping conditions is being set up. In theory, I don't know that we have any concern for its existence other than the piece of property he's building on is within one of those sections of the area where there's a state, what's the word?
Covenant?
Religious. Covenant, thank you. There's a state covenant which only single-family dwellings can be built there.
He's fighting to have a covenant.
Well, he was put aside, he didn't care. Now he seems to be doing construction, so we have inspectors going out there too. But that's not something we can be involved in. It's the homeowners association that needs to uphold its covenant. So those are the basics. So if you want something exciting to do next week, look in on land use, and you'll see some very exciting issues coming up. And land use.
Thank you, Marty, and that meeting is on September 11th. Okay, so Marty, for law, rules, and ethics?
There are two carryovers, and I want to bring them back to your attention. Number one, and I was, I'll use the word challenge. I was questioned as to why I didn't send out a copy of the bill at the June meeting, but apparently passed overwhelmingly in the state Senate was a resolution to lower the requirements for a quorum of community boards from 1/2 + 1 to 1/4 + 1. They also made the point, which is in the law, that we are advisory. We have no real power anyway. So I objected to three things. It doesn't, the change in the law applies to telecommunication meetings for which we're no longer involved, which is extraordinary circumstances. So it's not our issue, but the issue, two issues. The issue of putting in law that we are only advisory, we know that. Every agency in the city tells us that. So we don't have then to reinforce it. And secondly, the issue of, which I'm concerned about greatly, is we're a function of the city charter. And the city charter defines majority as half, not as quarter. So I wrote a letter, it was co-signed by Julie. He said it's all of our elected officials, city and state. The question is, the state assembly was taking it up this month, and you have a copy of the assembly bill, which is far less extensive in explanation than the Senate bill. But we sent this letter out in June, maybe beginning of July. I received two very lovely letters back. Thank you for your letter. We'll bring it to the elected official. Well, thank you very much. I didn't need that. And I'm kind of concerned that none of them have responded to the letter. So that's kind of troubling. So that's that first issue. And again, I bring it to your attention. And if the city is going to overrule the city charter, which technically it can, I think we let her know, or the city let her know that they're doing that. And the second issue is the issue of disability, ADA. The open meetings law is really, follow the ADA, end of discussion. Every question we've asked, what does that mean? What are we allowed to do? It's up to the community board. We don't decide. So we passed a resolution in June, which basically is a placeholder, so that if anyone speaks to Julie and says they have a problem, it's up to her to decide to be liberal or not liberal, and then we go forward. None of us here have the authority to say you are or you aren't. I will tell you the committee is split. I don't know by what numbers. I'll find out on Monday by what numbers. There are those who are hard-boiled, whatever, that ADA is very specific, and under federal law, it must be a 6-month problem, and if it's not at least a 6-month problem, it's not ADA. And there are those others who believe that we should be as liberal as possible. Someone who you're only on for 2 years, it's not a question of employment, and if you need ADA adaptation for the employment, that fully makes sense. If you have, in our case, a broken leg or spinal surgery or whatever, and may be out for a shorter number of months, should we be liberal? COG is not leaning on saying you must thou shalt. And so whether we're liberal or not. But you do not want to recreate the concept of extraordinary circumstances. So it's not, I have a cold today, I want to be called ADA. And it's not a question of, he's pain most of the time. I'm not claiming ADA, I'll stay home and be able to vote from home. That's the big difference. If under extraordinary circumstances, you can't participate, you don't count in the quorum. Under ADA, you participate and are counted in the quorum. So when the blood has finally settled next week, I will bring a resolution before the full board meeting, following week. So it'll be something to talk about. Right now, there's this friendly battle going on. That's it.
Thank you, Marty. And that meeting will be on September 9th. Okay, so we'll move on to Parks and Recreation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new board year. I am the chair of Parks Committee, Deb Travis. The next Parks Committee meeting will be September 25th at 7 p.m. in this very location. The agenda is still being finalized, so I don't have it yet. And that's kind of all I know so far. Stay tuned to the agenda.
Any questions? Thank you. Move on to Public Safety, Ed Green.
Public Safety, Ed Green. So,
CSTG.
Our next meeting is gonna be September 17th on Tuesday night at the 50th Precinct. And, I guess I'm kind of excited about this year. We have 11 members, which ties a record since I've been on the board for public safety. We have a bunch of new members. We have a bunch of people who are new to the committee who have been on the board for a long time. Some of them are in this very room. We have ongoing issues of concern. So the first thing I'll say is I heard over the summer that the 50th Precinct got 12 new, well, I heard two counts. I heard 10 and then I heard 12. An inspector told me 12, so we'll go with the 12. So 12 new officers, they're all rookies. They're going to be with the precinct. And, you know, that's been one of the main issues with the 50th Precinct, is having the resources to deal with a lot of the quality of life issues that have come through our board. You know, it's kind of a good news, bad news thing. The good news is we're not the 46th Precinct and every other call is not a murder or a robbery or this and that. So we live in a neighborhood where noise problems and other things are you know, go unchecked a lot of times because they don't have the resources to follow up on these things. So I don't know how much 12 new officers, when they're going to be deployed, what shifts, how much of a difference that's going to make. But, you know, so the quality of life crimes, it's a never-ending task. It's not something that's going to be fixed. It's something that can be lessened and addressed. You know, it's noise issues. It's been catalytic converters stolen, all types of stuff like that. I will say that the other ongoing issues of concern are the illegal cannabis and smoke shops. It's very difficult to get a lid on that because of the way it was rolled out, and the way the laws are currently for that. So that's something we have to work on continuously. There's also lithium-ion battery fires, which are an epidemic, big problem. People are losing their homes over these types of fires in businesses. And I'm telling you, this year, I really want to try to work hard and encourage people from our committee to pitch in and try to talk. You know, I want to talk about getting some type of legislation passed for some of these things, and maybe even repealing some type of legislations that are road barriers to these issues. So, quality of life crimes, that's going to be something, and what else? And hate. I'm glad we have Margaret Della on from SCREED, because that's going to be one of the first issues we address, week one. I don't have an agenda ready yet either, but I'm in the works and I have something. I don't want to give too much away, but if I can get a certain commitment, then we're going to be discussing hate initially, and you know, we'll go from there. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of work. Laura Spalter is the new vice chair of public safety. I'm so happy to have her. You don't even know. Yeah, because this stuff, I get I get emails all summer. There's people walking around with dogs attacking people in the neighborhood. These complaints just keep coming, so that's it. I'll shut up. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
No.
Traffic and transportation.
Hey everyone, Ron Buckling, Chair of Youth. Our next meeting is September 16th. Looking forward to working with the committee. It's a lot of new members, brand new to the board, so I'm looking forward to working with them. And the agenda is for tonight. Very short.
I'm just going to skip back to Health and Hospital, Rabbi Kaplan. I know Margaret made a report and advised of the joint meeting, but is there anything you'd like to say?
No, well, we have a meeting on the 30th, and I know that there's been a little crink in this, is that the OPHC, the Office of Prevention of Hate Crimes, the executive director of that office was removed by the mayor unceremoniously, so it has not hired a new director, and there's some of the folks that would have been very helpful to the next process of working with the mayor's office on that are not in place yet. So we're hoping that something will happen very recently, and we're hoping that they will be put in place relatively soon. But it happened, literally walked into the office one day and, as I say, walk in and really didn't walk out. The issue of hate it continues to rise within to what Ed was talking about, the issue of hate, it continues to rise in New York City. The amount of hate crimes continues to rise. Certainly, the highest numbers are anti-Semitism, but that's just what gets reported. And it's the unreported hate crimes in the city are just off the Richter scale, and we're finding out that it's having more and more of an effect on the mental health of those living in the city, so that's something we're going to be exploring.
Thank you. I just want to say real quickly, when you explore it, if you could explore it, is why it's not being reported to 311, so that we can have a generalized one to,
It's the reasons why hate crimes do not get reported are incredibly complex and really is community by community. Some communities simply don't trust the police, they see them as the enemy. Some communities fear being deported. Some communities don't understand what a hate crime is, and then there's a general misunderstanding what hate crimes are in general. So it's a very complex issue, and something that many different organizations and many communities have been working on. Fortunately, the numbers, these type of lack of reporting is not just a New York City issue, it's a national issue. Department of Justice experiences the same skewed reporting numbers across the country.
Just a quick question, was any reason given for that person being removed from that position? Was it a specific thing, or was it,
What I understand, he is, he has a suit against the city right now. There was no specific reasons given from what I understand. Just sort of happened. If there were reasons given to him, he was not at liberty to talk about them publicly, because it went into a legal battle immediately.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi. We'll go to the Chair of the Special Committee on Veterans Services, Sergio Villaverde.
Good evening again, everyone. We are setting up our meeting dates as we speak. We're going to try to have two meetings between now and October, as November is the Memorial Grove event. Please put it on your calendar. It's always a good event, and it's getting better every year. So please save the date for November 3rd.
A Saturday?
That's a Sunday, isn't it?
Usually
Yes.
it's a Sunday.
Is it? Okay.
Well,
November
the event is
10th.
usually held, I don't know. I'm saying the event is usually held on a Sunday.
My mistake.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Sunday.
Okay, thank you.
What time?
We'll debate that.
Time?
Usually we do noon. but we'll have the details. And we were able to get the commissioner of the City Veteran Services to donate 2 benches for the Grove, which are gonna be specially named probably for Gulf War veterans that are not recognized, and maybe some other groups. We're also still working on getting the plaques, just to give people an update. There are plaques out there, there are plaques from, I think up to the Korean War era, and that's where they end. I've been trying to get them updated. Parks is saying that they don't want to miss anybody, so they're not going to take a chance on it. I think that's a little cowardly, ironically, for a military, memorial. It's a little cowardly reason to not do something, but we're still pushing on that end. And yes, and that's my entire report. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Where is it gonna be held?
Memorial Grove, right across from Burger King.
In that, by Van Cortlandt?
In Van Cortlandt.
Oh, it was something,
I'll send you last year's, maybe.
there's one question I wanna ask, is, do you have any, they replaced the flag up by the monument, and they always have ceremonial there. Does the Veterans Committee have any commitment, and, wanna have help to keep that going, since Nick is not gonna be able to do it? Free Army was keeping that nice garden up by the monument.
I'm not aware of it, but shoot me an email, we'll see if we can get,
I'd be glad to help you do it.
We'll see if we can get,
Yeah.
maybe the ROTC from the Air Force ROTC, they're good, we have contacts with them, and we'll see if we can get somebody, we don't do it, with the community board, but we can get people who do maybe. And, we are working, I just sent out an email, trying to get a criteria for a local veterans award.
Thank you. Sarah?
KFBC was working with them on that flag, so you should reach out to Laura Levine. So, that helps.
Could you please email the email, if you can email her?
Email who?
Laura Levine.
Oh, I don't do that.
I'll do that.
Yeah, if you could connect us.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, Mary.
It was so beautiful, I didn't think, go away.
David, you have a question?
Are there any benches inside?
Oh, yeah,
there are,
there are
okay.
benches now,
Very nice,
yeah, no, there are benches now, they've got plaques on them that are dedicated, so.
Sarah?
Not now, I've never even seen that question.
I keep getting it, but I don't see it.
it's like a.
Maybe have some family members, local family members who've lost uncles from the eras be there, so it should be a good event.
Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, and then we have Special Committee on Hudson River Greenway, Bob Bender.
We have, we don't have any meeting planned yet, but there are things going on, and there will be a meeting at some point once there's enough to report.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bob.
Very cute.
Okay, so now we're going to go to unfinished business. Any unfinished business? Any new business? Okay, so then we'll go into the treasurer's report.
Putting it up?
Share, what would you like me to share?
No, we have it on,
Everyone has it.
Sarah.
Okay.
Sarah.
I won't, okay.
Okay. So this is good evening, everyone. This is the Treasurer's Report, fiscal year 2025, for the month of September. Our budget for the fiscal year is $276,915. And you see in the breakout, the budget for personal services, $274,432. OTPS, what's reflected there is the DO-IT expense, which of course is paid by OMB. And the $20,000 that was just approved by OMB will be reflected once those numbers are punched in, if the board approves. Section 1.1, again, the only figure now appearing is the 2483, which is the DO-IT expense. 1.2, there are no budget mods. 1.3, the community board has nothing in requested funds and also zero in encumbered funds. And section 1.4, rent and energy detail, of course, that's paid directly by OMB. So I'm going to direct your attention now to, there's an addendum B for May 2024, and everyone should also have the addendum B for September 2024. And you can see that the September draft operating budget is considerably lower, and we'll go into detail once we go into executive session about why. But just generally, this budget is really the product of some foresight by our district manager to prepare for a contingency, a situation that requires a contingency plan. And so if you look at the September budget, you see $3,900 for Code 100 supplies and materials, where originally it was $8,893. We also took $1,000 from Code 101, which is printing supplies. Code 117 postage, that was cut in half to $150. There was no change in 302, 314. No, I'm sorry, 314 instead of 140, which appears in the May budget. That's zeroed out now. Code 315, office equipment, that went down from $1,500 to $500. The next change is Code 406. That is now $4,000, $2,000 of which has already been spent, my understanding is, for summer. Code 417 was reduced from $750 to $250. And lastly, Code 499 was reduced from $10,000 to $2,000. So when you take out the do-it expense, essentially, the September operating budget is now $20,000. And again, this is to prepare for a contingency event, which we'll go into in greater detail.
I need a motion to go into executive session. Okay. Any opposed? All approved. Okay, so, Osvaldo, Principe. Mr. and Mrs. Principe, we have to put you into the waiting room because we're going into executive session, and if you wait in the waiting room, when we finish, we will let you back in.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
On your way for that, Martin, you're still in the door.
I'm gonna ask the clerk to
Move to adjourn?
Good idea, I'll second that.
Great, thank you.
I have, may I go back?
So we're not adjourned, no one, we didn't vote on it.
In the time that we've been here, the highly efficient office staff has gotten Veterans Committee a date, September 26th at the Bronx House, 7:15.
Thank you. Okay, now go for adjournment.
I better be.
Yeah, let me just check what I gave
For adjournment, 8:36.
So you took it back, you showed me.
Rabbi, I spoke with someone who, I'm gonna send you the information, but essentially he had some research on basically, agreement, kind of culture and like, like violence as an action step based on grievance. And I didn't know if that was kind of, wanted to explore because it's such a short time frame, and I feel like that's a.
It wasn't bad. Sit home at 8 p.m.
There's some